Hey, this is Ciderhelm. In this playthrough I'm going to be playing through as a demon hunter, or demon huntress as it were. And so yesterday I played through as a barbarian, and I'll let you all watch that. That was me learning the game completely new. This, however, is me. I've learned kind of the basics of the interface, a number of the mechanics of the game, and I have a good idea of the direction this is going to go. So this should be a much smoother playthrough than you saw yesterday, and it's going to be more direct as well. If you want to have the kind of the experience of exploring everything, learning the game fresh, anything like that, if for whatever reason that's something that you really want, you don't really care about the character, I would suggest you go back and watch the Barbarian playthrough, which again is the first playthrough that I did. It is going to be much longer than this. So let's go ahead and give this a go. This is a very start. Now you didn't see this in the Barbarian playthrough, I don't think, but it's pretty simple.
I have journeyed here to find the fallen star and purge its evil from this land.
It fell on the old cathedral. There was only one survivor, Leah. You should speak with her.
Captain Rumford, more dead are coming.
We can't open the gates until we drive them back.
They keep coming.
I could get accustomed.
I've never seen anyone fight like that before. Guards, open the gates. You'll find Leah.
Just a quick thing, I did actually play through this just a little to get an idea of what was going on, and to make sure the recording settings and everything were going pretty well. So in the process of doing that, I did hit level 2 and then restarted the quest. It's really quick into the game. I mean, it's before you finish the first mini quest outside of this town that I actually stopped. So you're not missing anything there, really, and you're going to see it all again anyway. But the Demon Hunter, as I understand it, is one of the weaker classes in the game right now, because a lot of her abilities are defensive early on. Things like backing out, things like caltrops, which you can place traps. In fact, let me pull that out here. Entangling Shot. Entangling Shot is what I have as my left click here. But let's go ahead and pull out... where is caltrops? Okay, so caltrops here, if I have this... There are little traps that I can place, and as I understand it, they do snare enemies when they come near, and they deal damage. Lay a trap of caltrops on the ground that activates when an enemy approaches. Once sprung, the caltrops slow the movement of enemies within 12 yards by 50%. Okay, so I don't know if it damages them or not, but it does slows them by 50%. For the trap lasts 12 seconds. I'm not sure how long it slows them, or if it's just as long as they're over it. No idea. It's going to be a little bit like the Hunter class in World of Warcraft, or any number of other classes you played in other games. Now you'll notice, if you look at the bottom right of my screen, I have 2 energy resource bars. The blue one is the one that's being spent by this. This is called Discipline. Discipline regens slowly. I'm sure there's ways, I don't really know, but I'm sure there's ways down the road where that's going to be able to regen faster. However, that's kind of more for the defensive skills, at least from what I've seen, whereas the red bar is Hatred, which is what I'm shooting with right here. I can run out of it. However, it doesn't seem to... I mean, it regens really quickly. So far, in the extremely limited, like 5 minutes of game time I played with her, I haven't had an issue with running out of Hatred. I haven't been spamming my shots that much. But anyway, yeah, the Barbarian, what I found is it's all about getting in and just getting in and fighting. With this class, just from looking at the skills, before I get into the quest here, I'll go ahead and show you. Just looking at some of these skills, okay, Fan of Knives could be pretty good. But you're looking at slowing there, evasive fire, shoot 135% of weapon damage. If an enemy is at close range, you'll backflip. Entangling Shot, snare enemies, caltrops, which I showed you, snare enemies. Really, everything seems to be about slowing things and getting away from things. And that's a little concerning. Okay, vault, tumble acrobatically, 35 yards, looks cool. Marks an enemy. Okay, that one's more offensive. But as you're looking here, I mean, these look like they could be pretty good, but honestly, a lot of them we're not going to get in this playthrough, which is, especially as you get into things like multi-shot, again, this going back to hunters, or, you know, other like champions in League of Legends, like Ashe, things like that. Getting into multi-shot, getting into these things that are high damage, rain of arrows. These are the things that are kind of cool, I would imagine, about the Demon Hunter, and they're also the things that we can't see in beta. We have no idea whether they're actually going to be implemented well, whether this class will come into its own as far as damage output a little later. For right now, it doesn't seem that spectacular, at least from the feedback I've been reading. But I would guess that a lot of the reason for that is the defensive skills are what you're getting early on, not the offensive skills. Whereas something like the Barbarian, you're not wasting too much with defensive skills. I mean, you have a couple, but really you get some really cool offensive skills that encourage you to get into the fight and deal a lot of damage early. So I'm guessing that's where the criticism is from. I don't know how it'll play out. I don't even know if the criticism is legitimate. We'll find out a little bit about that during this playthrough. Okay, so one other quick thing, the inventory. I was going to show you this a little earlier, but then I pulled it out. This stash, if you are brand new to the game, this stash is actually shared between your characters. So this ring that I pulled out and the scroll of identify, I had 2 scrolls and I used one to identify the ring. This is from the Skeleton King, which I defeated on the Barbarian. I'm not going to use it for the playthrough. I do want to, see everything fresh on here. I just wanted to kind of demonstrate that this is shared between characters. That's pretty cool. Depends on how you want to play, whatever. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the quest line here.
Leah, is it? Rumford said that you survived the Fallen Star's impact.
I did, but it blasted my uncle Deckard Cain into the depths of the old cathedral. I tried to search for him, but the dead were already rising. I came back here to rally the militia, but... Watch out! The wounded are turning!
This is killing business.
The dead will overwhelm us all, unless something is done.
Then I shall put an end to them and secure your town.
Thank you. You should speak with Captain Rumford at the gate. He can tell you what to do.
Now, one of the things I'm seeing with this attack that you probably just saw there, it does have a chance to pierce through its target, hit the target behind it. I don't know if that can chain, like it can pierce through multiple targets. The other thing that I don't know is it looks like it's ricocheting a little bit, so occasionally you'll see a ricochet where it'll actually go back and hit something else. And our quest is over this way. I'm not going to do too much exploring, but I suspect there is exploring to do that I'm not aware of. Now, if you're looking for, I think I already said this, but if you're looking for kind of a more learning experience, see the game from the eyes of a complete newbie, this is still a little bit of that, but the Barbarian playthrough is really the one that you want to watch. This one I'm going to be more direct about.
Well, I have seen you fight. Strike at the wretched mothers and their queen. They're the ones vomiting out these horrors. There! That's one of the wretched mothers.
So I have to find 3 more of these. So far everything's identical to the first time I played through as far as terrain, which, take it for what it is. I don't know how much of this is randomly generated or not, or how much will be. So we will find out a little bit of that in this playthrough. That just ricocheted back and hit me. Musty cellar. Go ahead and explore this real quick.
These ones aren't fully grown yet. There must be a nest here.
Oh, these are apparently dead. Okay, that's embarrassing. Anyway, so this is different. The content that I just saw in here is different than what I have seen in this musty cellar in the past. So far the map looks the same, but this cellar actually is... Getting used to the clicking here.
That'll take care of the lot of you.
A little embarrassing. The ghastly illusionist. Illusionists seem to split. So again, the content is different. At least what I'm seeing as far as monsters. I do not know about terrain yet, though. I am now wearing pants. Headed roughly the right direction. Hopefully I find more of these on the road. Oh, okay, lucky. Now the wretched mothers, they are actually spawning these zombies with their vomit. It's a little weird.
Something
Sarkov.
isn't right
Okay.
here.
Epic enemy is dead. Minimap tells me I've explored everything in here. I'm not gonna do too much searching through barrels and everything through this playthrough. Just saying there's some cool stuff. Somebody mentioned libraries, and I don't actually know what libraries are yet, and I'm not gonna look for those either. But that had to do with crafting, which I'll cover very briefly.
Old Tristram, how long shall the people suffer in the shadow of what happened here?
Thank you for your help, but could you talk some sense into Leah? She won't give up on the idea of rescuing her uncle.
Nor should she. I will help her find him. I feel more powerful. Come, let us search for your uncle.
We'll need to open the cathedral first. The guards locked it up before they were ambushed. Rumford told me they fought their way back to Adria's hut. The key must still be there.
Okay, fan of knives here. Let's give this a try. What is this? Throw knives out in a spiral around you, dealing 2 physical damage to all enemies within 10 yards. Your knives will also slow the enemies. So let's find out if this is any good. It's not very large. Certainly spammable though. 2 damage. I do wonder how that's going to scale. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and continue the quest.
Here, let me open the gate. Adria was my mother, but I don't know much about her. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Deckard.
What of your father?
I'm told he was a great warrior who was lost when Tristram fell to the demons. There's something over here.
Your mother had her secrets.
People said she was a witch, but I never believed it. Captain Dalton!
Well, that is very literally 2 damage per attack. I don't know how to take that.
Here's the key, and my mother's journal. What I've seen of it is disturbing. I want to know more about her, but that can wait. We need to save Uncle Deckard first.
I will go. Stay here and learn what you can.
Thank you.
Aiden came to me last night. I suspected what was lurking within his troubled heart. I consoled him as best I could. Regardless, wherever he's headed, hell will surely follow in his wake. The shadows close in on Tristram once again. But like Aiden, I'll be gone before they call.
Let's keep on going here. Now we're going to the Cathedral. Now, unfortunately, I have a little bit of a glare here, so what I'm going to wind up doing here is going and closing my window. I'm going to pause the game while I'm just going to stop the recording real quick, and then I'll resume it. So give me 1 second so I can actually see the game a little better. Alright, welcome back, and let's go ahead and enter the Cathedral.
So this is where the star fell. My quarry must be near.
Okay, this is kind of obnoxious.
I feel better now.
Now, in that case, that may have been a case where survivability would have been a lot more helpful. Let's go ahead and put on some of these items. 6 armor plus 4% chance, better chance of finding magical items. Don't know how that scales, but whatever. 6.3 damage, that's good. Okay, so we have the Cauldron of Jordan. Allows you to sell items anywhere. Shift left click to sell multiple things at once. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sell each of these and not the blue item, because I'm going to want to disenchant those a little later. Okay, shift left click to sell several items at once. How do I do this? Okay, so I have to hold down the shift. Okay, so if I'm seeing this correctly, I just noticed I have a lot of gold, so I guess this must be carrying over from my, just a shared gold account between my accounts. This is not terribly exciting. Now, I made the mistake of not using abilities when I was playing my Barbarian, so let's see if I'm failing to use something that would be a little better here. Okay, the snaring. Snaring probably would have helped on the flying guy, I'm not sure. Evasive fire probably would have helped on the big guy, but I'm not sure any of this would just dramatically change gameplay here. But let's go ahead and change Fan of Knives out with Evasive Fire. Hatred. Okay, shoot for 135% of weapon damage. It's pretty similar, right? It's versus 15 Hatred. Let's see. I wonder if that's spammable. I have no idea. I have no idea if I want to. But I can actually change which item I have or which ability I have in my left and right mouse button very easily by just clicking the buttons in the middle of my bottom middle of my screen. So let's go ahead and try Evasive Fire. It's pretty cheap, but I have no idea if it's spammable, and I'm not sure if it's even a good idea to be spamming. That's going to get really annoying really quickly. So let's go ahead and switch it back. Alright. Okay, I've got some doorway here, but I actually can't get to it just yet, so let's find out how to get to it. Been out of hatred here, so it automatically defaults to my normal attack when I'm out of hatred.
Feel my wrath.
And here's our way down.
Foul minions, stay back!
I don't like this animation on this. You saw it in the Barbarian walkthrough, but they just stop there in the middle, very conveniently. It reminds me a lot of the Warcraft 3 campaign, where there was just awkward animation going through everything. Anyway, I won't keep talking over this.
All will suffer as I have suffered. Gods, bring me his bones.
Cain, I'm here to rescue you.
Stay back!
Thank you, but why did you risk yourself for me?
Leah asked for my aid. She will be relieved to see you again.
It is wonderful to hear that Leah is well. I feared the worst.
Does let me skip a little ahead of the dialogue
You're
here.
alive.
Thanks to you and your friend here.
I have but one request of you. What do you know of the Fallen Star?
Not much.
Somebody told me that Z is a zoom button, so here I'm zoomed in.
Surely points to it as a sign that the end has begun.
Please, Uncle.
The Skeleton King was once our beloved lord. Leah, you should not dismiss the signs so lightly. Do you not believe the evidence of your own eyes?
Horrors have visited Tristram before, and it endured.
But what of the texts? The Zakharum tomes warn of a falling star. The Herodric scroll spoke of the dead rising, and the Lord of Lies. The prophecy of the end days says that at the end of all things, the first sign shall appear in the heavens.
Yes, you've been telling me about the texts since I was 8 years old, Uncle. I just don't think we should read too much into them.
I'm going to be trying the Bola shot now. Looks like it does good single target damage and AoE damage after 1 second of hitting a target. Did I read that right? Shoot after 1 second.
She was out
Yeah.
defending the gates.
So I'm going to be trying this. It's more expensive than the previous shot. We'll see how well it holds up.
Deckard Cain said you could help me find the crown of Leoric.
Not now. That's my wife. Thank you.
Alright, we're going to go
Follow me.
help his wife, sort of.
My friends, I'm sorry.
Sorrow won't save your town, blacksmith.
Running out of my energy that quickly. How did he get this many people in his cellar, though?
Mira, my love.
Seems like it could be a good ability, but for right now I'm not enjoying it too much. Particularly because my weapon damage is so low that I'm not getting much out of it. Spamming it doesn't seem to apply multiple charges.
Heal me!
Pretty easy to avoid. Good thing I did start doing that.
Couldn't have done this without you. I'm in your debt. My name is Hedrig Aemon.
There is one favor I must ask of you. Do you know where Leoric's crown is?
I can help you there. It's buried with his chancellor, my grandfather. You'll find his tomb in a cemetery in the Weeping Hollow. And if you see my fool apprentice out there, tell him to get back to town.
Alright, I do have an upgrade sitting here. I went ahead and put that on. Let's see, 5 armor. Do we have anything else? So we have the Nephalem Cube now, which actually lets me break stuff down into crafting components. Let's go ahead and give this a go. There's nothing in here that I'm particularly interested in keeping, so shift left click again. And let's change our skills out one more time. Ultimately, for right now, particularly with my low weapon damage, I'm just going to wind up using the Hungering Arrow. I'm also very used to using a right-click to move at the moment, so take it for what it is. Just finished playing a match of League of Legends. So I'm winding up with a lot of shots that I'm not intending to. And then occasionally objects that I'm shooting for no reason.
I am too late. The blacksmith's apprentice is dead. I must let Hadrid know when I can.
So far, again, nothing seems randomly generated as far as terrain. Some of the encounters are a little different here. But let's go. I want to read this. Hungering Arrow fires a magically imbued arrow that seeks out targets. So the ricocheting I'm seeing, that makes sense why it is consistently hitting targets. Also, that was unnecessary.
I am well again.
You know, before I get into this, I've been changing a lot of abilities here. However, there's one, going back again to our original ability setup. Hungering Arrow, that's the one I'm using primarily. Let's get Caltrops back on here, just in case. Because it did, last time I was here, there were large groups of mobs. Quite a big open area here. I'm just following the path to kind of get to the next quest point.
Now.
Okay, so I just got a new skill slot. A lot more pauses than I actually expected here through this gameplay. Tumble acrobatically 35 yards. So my 2 button is now my quick way to lose all of my discipline.
Feel my wrath.
As I recall, Leoric's crown was in here. But this is no longer enterable. Am I remembering incorrectly? Has this changed just a little? Poison Cloud gonna deal damage? Yes, it will if I run into it. So I'll wait for that to subside. It's kind of annoying.
I am well again.
Good AI.
Bleed, you filth!
Common scraps are used for crafting. They look nothing like the what they look like on the ground. They're kind of white on the ground, but they're brown in your inventory. Did just get a new weapon, so looks like pretty good upgrade. I'm going to go ahead and take it. AI is not the best, didn't chase me down there. The guy had a knockback. It's just kind of telling me what ability he has. Like Plagued, I figured that would be poison on the previous guys, aside from them glowing green, making it obvious. Okay, this is not a path.
Grave robbers have defiled my tomb. Now my husband writhes in torment because I do not rest at his side. Return my bones so that we may rest in peace.
Interesting. I did not have this quest last time. So it's just a random quest, it looks like. Let's see.
Why do you torment me?
Okay, what is my actual quest? Deposit into the empty sarcophagus? Oh, so why did I even go touch the other stuff? I don't know. Maybe that was... I just looked at the mini-map, so if I was not following that quest as well as I should have been, that's awfully early to see a ring. That's very surprising to me. I didn't see a ring until I was much later in the game last time. Okay, so got my first belt as well, got my first chest piece. Kind of weird. Scooby-Doo is what it reminds me of. Alright, this is a convenient little teleport out.
The crown isn't even in this crypt.
So I've only seen 2 tombs last time. Last time I was in, or this time. Last time I was in here I saw 3. I mean there's a 3rd one that I just haven't found yet. Illusion is split into multiple copies. I'm not sure the mechanics of it, like do you have to kill the one, or are all 3 equal, or anything like that. I have no idea.
Just my luck. The crown isn't even in this crypt.
Okay, so there must be a 3rd one. Now, last time I think I went into the correct one first, and I didn't get any voice acting telling me that I was in the wrong ones when I went to the later ones, so very minor good touch on their part.
I've become stronger.
Grenades. That sounds like it could be fun. So I can't cross over barriers like I can with a leap on the Barbarian. So what is this? Vault? The vault sounds like it should be able. Let me try this one more time. No. Interesting. Oh well. Okay, this should be the final one. Assuming there are only 3 and that I have actually checked everything.
I am wounded.
Those are really annoying. Was a problem for me on my Barbarian as well. It's one of the 2 or 3 places that I died was dealing with those. So Arcane Enchanted seems to be the key. If I see those guys, I gotta pay more attention, because they will summon the Yogg-Saron tentacles, which will shoot balls of arcane energies at me.
That was just a taste.
Okay, nothing here. I guess my next question is whether I can go through mobs. I don't know whether they died before I did that jump or not. Talking about with my vault ability, which is bound to my number 2 skill. Caltrop's a number 1. I haven't had a use for it again, so I don't have any muscle memory with it because I haven't been using it at all this game, so when I do need it, I'm not going to be able to use it quickly. Just because I haven't practiced with it. Yeah, well, that's all there is to it. Interesting ledge. Okay, so I guess a direction I didn't go was back down here into the south. Let's see about jumping through these guys. Okay, so I can do that. I'll try the tumble again over some other piece of terrain just to see if it absolutely will not work. Something where I know that my Barbarian was able to do it. This segment, I don't know if the whole dungeon is identical, but this segment of this dungeon reminds me a whole lot of the, well, I don't know. I guess I have to piece it together in segments anyway, so
I have a
won't read too
feeling
much
that
into
the
it.
crown is nearby.
That's where I killed a leprechaun in. There are leprechauns in this game. That's where I killed it on the Barbarian in the last playthrough. Alright, before I do this, let's see about our items. +5 attack. So what is attack? Let's figure this out. Hero attack is all damage increased by 22%, 27%, so +5 is a straight 5% right there. Let's go ahead and keep that. +4 defense versus regenerates 0.4 life per second. Don't really care. 3 precision. Do I have anything bad? What is vitality? Vitality is my life. If it matters, I'll probably die anyway, so I'll go ahead and drop that for now. And shield, can I attack or stay? I can equip shields. I wonder why I would want to. I don't know enough about this class yet. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to breaking these down into crafting components for right now. Alright. Well, this is the direction we were going. I think those might be the same casters that were just ridiculously easy to deal with as a Barbarian. Looks like they're going to be pretty easy here, especially if I get a new weapon. Okay, do I care enough to explore the other stuff? Not really.
No,
I will not allow you to bring that monster in the Oryx back to this world.
Okay. Return to Hadrig in New Tristram, use the Stone of Recall, something I didn't use in the last game. Left click to use Stone of Recall. So these, I now have the 3 special items that you get early on in the game. Didn't use them much in the first playthrough, but I will make use of them here. Just a glorified Hearthstone.
You found the crown. Truth be told, I didn't think you'd make it back alive. Ah, it needs repair. Should be no problem. It's good to work again.
Oh, well, some things are not showing up, because there used to be an anvil here.
Placed upon the Black King's head. I need something more
And he
than
was just
making
doing that in
space
air.
to occupy my mind. I want my life to mean something.
Then we are allies. Each weapon you forge for me shall serve to purify these lands. One more thing. Your apprentice is dead.
Fool boy. Hope for the worst and you will not be disappointed. Thank you for the news.
Okay, so now the anvil showed up and everything. Magic pants. We like magic pants. Let's go ahead and put this on. Good deal of armor. I don't know how effective that is. Certainly is a lot more stylish. Alright. So crafting. Let's learn how to craft. Leather cuffs. Do we care about these? Are identical to the... okay, I get it. How about a warden bow? 11.2 versus 11.5. +1 random properties. Well, let's craft it. I don't know if this is one of those things where when you equip something it has higher... Yeah, 12.4. Okay. Highly salvageable. I don't know what that means. Maybe it means I can easily break it down into its core components again. I have no idea. Forge armor, apprentice leather gloves, casting speed. I'm not sure if that affects me or not, but let's go ahead and make this. I can't make it yet, so let's go ahead and break down some stuff. Now I can make it. Craft. Alright, for now there's some crafting, get an idea of how it works. Now there is something to do with blacksmithing where something related to libraries. I'm not going to search around for it because I feel like I'd just take a lot of time doing it. So let's go ahead and skip out on that for now, and once I learn it, I'll include it in a different playthrough.
You can unlock the sealed door in the room where you rescued me and enter the royal crypts. When you find the Skeleton King, place the crown.
Alright, now we're going to the Skeleton King. Now, we are trying to look at some of the abilities here. So, Vault has been pretty good. I just haven't found a real use for caltrops yet. I may regret this, but let's see. Throw out 3 grenades that explode for 8 to 13. That's a high cost, too. I'm not sure how much use I'll make of this, but alright. Looks kind of cool. So this must be where the... I mean, I was remarking on this earlier, but I hadn't, like, watched the cinematic and stuff. This must be where the Fallen Star came in. That's the whole... That's the artwork for it. Let's go down and get a little further down. Ulduar.
I will not accept this. It's not my time to die.
Interesting. I got a, Interesting. So, the last time I came in here, I believe this is a room where I actually got a Templar partner. And it was... I mean, I wonder what relevance there is to that being a corpse, if there's any. Or whether I could have gotten another partner. No idea. Well, let's see, because there is a Templar. Well, there was a Templar that wanted to join me on my Barbarian. And this is all symmetrical, so we're going to go ahead and just skip this. That is not my vault button. That's my vault. I don't think I can damage those, and I think the best I can do is just try to avoid them, but I also want to deal a lot of damage and get everything out of the way. So I'm just healing through it, but, you know, if there's a better way to handle it, please feel free to let me know.
My name is Lachdanan, and I'm cursed. Once the captain of King Leoric's army, I lived only to honor my land and my king. No man has a greater love for his king than I had for mine, even as I drove my blade through his dark and corrupted heart.
Big animation for a guy that was not going to do anything. That's kind of the name of the game in Diablo 3. At least on normal difficulty. Good idea to use these grenades, see how they are. They just don't deal a lot of damage versus spamming my shot. I mean, I guess let's see if I can use these in direct conjunction. Too much energy. So right now we're just searching for the way to get down a little further. Here we go, here's my Templar friend.
Your magic is weakening. I am free!
Satisfying.
Now, back to my mission.
Who are you?
You will know soon enough. Help me find my gear. I will reward you well. Tell me, what brought you to this infernal place?
I must kill the Skeleton King.
Then our aims align.
So I don't know what the special properties, like this is lightning damage, I don't know if I use it, and I don't really want to use it. Let's see, yeah, it's not that much damage. I don't know what the special properties are here, where it like arcs to multiple targets or something. You know, maybe it's a better item to use, I don't know, and I'm not going to spend, well, you know, for the sake of presentation, let's go ahead and use this, see what it does. Now what am I checking here? I'm checking skills. We did just get a new ability called Marked for Death. 6 discipline, mark an enemy. The marked enemy will take 20% additional damage for the next 30 seconds. Okay, so like Sunder Armor, any number of, or Hunter's Mark, you know, any number of other debuffs that you see. Let's go ahead and give this a try. I want to get used to this just so I can use it in a boss fight. So instead of grenades, we're now going to be using Marked for Death. Why was I... What? Okay. Marks an enemy. The marked enemy will take 20%. Interesting. So I can use the ability without... There we go.
The cultists dragged me past this glowing pit. What made it? I almost lost sight of you there.
He's free! Do not let him rearm!
I know that armor. You're one of the Templar, a holy warrior.
If it is the Skeleton King you seek, then you will have to fight your way past Jondar. There is no reason we should hunt alone.
I often prefer to be alone, but I will make an exception for you.
Okay, so we have an ally now. He's going to stick with us in the party, and he is not... He will give us an option. I don't remember that animation. Now this guy is, to a degree, a tank, and that's very good for us. Because as a tank, I'm going to be able to get more damage, especially when we come across some of the shield-bearing guys, where you really want to get that damage in from behind them. So if he keeps their attention, that'll help us a lot. I'm just assuming I can't. Okay. Not sure if I'd be able to on my Barbarian, if that's actual terrain or not, but it looks like it is.
Black magic bars our way, but the will of a Templar is stronger.
Yeah.
You were a Templar, Jondar. How could you succumb to this coven?
The coven is my weapon now. The powers we serve will soon rule this world.
Please forgive me. My vision was clouded by the coven's evil magic.
Betrayal can never be forgiven. Thank you for your aid. I will go with you on your hunt for the Skeleton King. But there is one condition. If we find the sacred tomes of my order, they are mine.
Very well. I have no need of books.
Then onwards we go to fight the Skeleton King.
Alright, so he's given me the option to join him, and I'll go ahead and take him. I don't know what happens if I don't. I'll try that in a different playthrough here. Okay. Did I just see two of them? I think I did. Anyway, this guy has just leveled up. Taunts an enemy, so what am I going to select for level 5 skill? Do I want him to be able to heal me, or do I want him to be able to taunt enemies that are attacking me? Let's go ahead and go with the taunt, because last time I used the heal, he healed, I think, I don't know, but let's see what he actually chooses to do here. So I want him to be tanky.
There are forces arrayed against us that are stronger than we ever imagined. Some greater purpose lies behind these trials, but I do not yet know it.
Probably because there isn't one. Let's go.
Well, there's our lucky leprechaun. If I had been a little quicker on that, again, kind of muscle memory issues here. If I had been quicker on that, I would have marked him to make it easier to kill him. He does have a lot of health. So convenient.
Darkness awaits you!
So unnecessary. I don't remember anything that looked like this. Not that it matters too much, but it's interesting to see new terrain.
Adversary is before us. What a monstrous creature!
So only one target can be marked at a time. Does it say that? The marked... Well, it doesn't say it, but now you know. Only one target can be marked at a time. Pretty easy on boss fights to determine which until we get to multi-target boss fights. Layout on this level is definitely different, again, unless my memory has totally failed me. Not too much luck in finding the way down here, but it looks like...
It was Lazarus. Of that I am certain. He alone had the king's ear, and whispered dark and evil magics into it, instilling the notion of an imminent attack by Westmarch. Afraid to speak against the Archbishop, the councillors nodded their empty heads in agreement, and sent us off to die.
Alright, here we go.
Keep your distance from him. This burden is mine to bear. May death bring peace from your madness, Leoric.
Traitor! Traitors! Even in death, the armies of Condorus will still obey their king, even if you will not. You dare to bring the warmth of life into my tomb?
We shall put you down, Hellspawn!
Also not really sure what these pillars do. Also, Tumble is worthless in close quarters.
Losing strength. Feel my wrath.
I think my ally may have died. Well, that's kind of concerning, but not really. I don't really like this weapon, so let's go ahead and get rid of it and get back to our higher damage weapon. Yeah, that's something I know my Barbarian could have gotten over, so now we know for sure, even though it's pretty obvious the rest of the way. Alright, well we're on to the last boss fight here. Just one quick second, I'll be right back. Alright, now we're headed into the final boss fight.
You will never defeat me!
And there you have it. That's the final boss fight for the third or first half of Act 1 of Diablo 3. Hope you enjoyed the walkthrough of the Demon Hunter. Hopefully I did a little bit of a better, smoother job on this one. I will be looking at the other classes next.